Karen snatched a double amputee's flag. HOA court slammed her with penalties. Have you ever wondered what happens when petty power goes too far? In the quiet cul-de-sac of Willow Creek, a storm was brewing, one that would expose a neighborhood tyrant and rally a community around a hero. Karen Mitchell, the self-appointed enforcer of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, had a reputation for ruling with an iron fist. But when she targeted James Carter, a double amputee veteran proudly displaying his American flag, she ignited a battle that would unravel her reign. Karen's crusade began on a crisp autumn morning. James, a retired Marine who lost both legs in Afghanistan, had moved to Willow Creek seeking peace. His small flagpole, erected in his front yard, flew the stars and stripes, a symbol of his sacrifice and pride. It stood just under 20 feet, compliant with Florida law, which protected homeowners' rights to display flags. But Karen, armed with the HOA's outdated covenants, saw it differently. To her, that flagpole was a violation, a blemish on her vision of suburban perfection. She sent James a letter demanding its removal, citing unauthorized structures. When he politely refused, referencing state law, her demands escalated. Fines piled up $50, then $100, then $500. James, living on a fixed disability pension, couldn't pay. Karen didn't care. She saw defiance, and she was determined to win. The truth was, Karen's vendetta wasn't just about rules. James's flag stirred something deeper, a reminder of her own insecurities, perhaps, or resentment of his quiet dignity. Neighbors whispered about her relentless complaints. She'd once fined a family for a non-compliant mailbox and harassed another for leaving a bike on their porch. But targeting a veteran? That was a line most couldn't stomach. James, however, wasn't one to back down. He'd faced worse than Karen in war zones. He reached out to a local veterans advocacy group who connected him with Jennifer Englert, a sharp real estate attorney. Englert confirmed what James suspected. Florida statute explicitly allowed flagpoles under 20 feet, superseding HOA rules. Karen's fines were baseless, her actions potentially illegal. The confrontation came to a head one fateful evening. Karen, emboldened by her unchecked power, marched to James's yard with a pair of garden shears. Neighbors gathered, sensing trouble. "This eyesore is coming down," she shouted, hacking at the flagpole's base. James, watching from his wheelchair on the porch, called out, "That's my flag, Karen. You've got no right." She ignored him, ripping the flag free and tossing it into the dirt. Gasps rippled through the crowd. A teenage neighbor, Mia, recorded the scene, her hands shaking as she live-streamed to the community's social media group. The video spread like wildfire, racking up thousands of views. Comments poured in, "She's gone too far. Support our vet." But then, a twist. Mia's mother, Linda, a quiet woman who'd avoided HOA drama, stepped forward. She'd been Karen's friend for years, but this was too much. "Karen, you're wrong," Linda said, her voice trembling. "This isn't about rules. It's about respect." The crowd fell silent, stunned by her betrayal of Karen's inner circle. Karen's defiance only grew. She doubled down, filing a lawsuit against James for $8,000 in unpaid fines, threatening a lien on his home. But the community was done with her reign. Linda organized a petition, gathering signatures from 80% of Willow Creek's residents to challenge the HOA's leadership. James, with Englert's help, countersued, citing harassment and violation of state law. The case landed in small claims court, where the judge, a no-nonsense former prosecutor, wasn't impressed with Karen's theatrics. "You tore down a veteran's flag?" he asked, incredulous. Karen stammered, claiming she was protecting property values. The judge wasn't buying it. He referenced Florida's flagpole statute and the Freedom to Display the American Flag Act of 2005, which protected James's rights. The evidence, Mia's viral video, Linda's testimony, and a stack of neighbor complaints painted Karen as a bully abusing her power. The courtroom fallout was swift and brutal. The judge dismissed Karen's lawsuit, ruling her fines unenforceable. He ordered the HOA to pay James $10,000 for emotional distress and legal fees, citing their negligence in allowing Karen's harassment to escalate. But the real blow came when the judge imposed a personal penalty on Karen, $5,000 for willful misconduct. The HOA board, under pressure from the petition, voted her out as president. Her reputation in Willow Creek was shattered. Neighbors who once feared her now ignored her at community events. The flagpole stood taller in James's yard, the flag waving proudly once more. In the aftermath, James became a quiet hero. He didn't gloat, he didn't need to. The community rallied around him, hosting a barbecue to raise funds for his legal costs. Linda, once Karen's ally, spoke at the event, tearfully apologizing for staying silent too long. "We let her control us with fear," she said. But James reminded us what courage looks like. The HOA rewrote its covenants, aligning them with state law to prevent future overreach. Karen, meanwhile, retreated into isolation, her once loud voice reduced to a whisper in a neighborhood that had moved on. What would you do if you saw someone tear down a veteran's flag? Was James's fight about more than just a flagpole, or was Karen's punishment too harsh? Share your thoughts, because in Willow Creek, one man's stand changed everything.